Does it make sense to say that hip-hop needs to be shut down temporarily? Shut down temporarily until we do these three things: form a union, take ownership, and really have a conversation on the how the content of hip-hop currently is degrading the black community. Does it make sense to say that? (1973) August 11th, hip-hop was born. Pioneers: Kool Herc, Afrika Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash. Nobody knew that it would make it this far. 50 years later, it's the most influential genre, the most influential culture in the world. Revenues ranging over 2 to 3 billion a year. People don't, it's either they don't know this or they don't want to pay attention to this. But hip-hop was built on 4 principles: peace, love, unity, and having fun. My question to you is this: does it make sense to celebrate 50 years of hip-hop, yet we have broken 3 of the 4 principles? We have broken peace, we have broken love, we have broken unity. The only principle we haven't broken is having fun. Does it make sense to celebrate 50 years of hip-hop while we have broken the very principles that made hip-hop? Does it make sense? Well, let's take a look at peace. Peace, the first principle of hip-hop. There's no peace in hip-hop. There's absolutely no peace in hip-hop. In fact, it's the complete opposite. Gun violence is one of the leading killers in hip-hop, in the hip-hop community. One thing I really don't like is how record labels and DSPs market, gangster rap, and how they have been marketing diss tracks. Whenever a diss track has been released, it's all over your homepage in your streaming platform. Whenever a diss track has been released, a lot of marketing dollars goes into them because conflict sells. What ends up happening in some of the cases where rappers are beefing each other, somebody ends up dead. So the white music industry is benefiting off of the degradation and is benefiting off of the deaths in the hip-hop community. Because one thing you need to understand is most dead rappers sell more when they're dead than when they're alive. I mean, it's a disgrace. And what's even a disgrace is that we are listening to this music, we champion this music, we post this music, we buy it, we stream it, we support it, not knowing that this gangster rap, violent type of music is ruining our community. It is. I mean, let's be real. It is ruining our community. But I cannot say that hip-hop has never tried to end violence. In fact, one of my favorite rappers, my favorite rapper, KRS-One, in his campaign, Stop the Violence campaign, he released a song in 1989 called Self-Destruction, whereby he converged a lot of New York rappers, and the song was about preaching positivity and ending violence in the streets. One thing you need to understand is that LL Cool J was supposed to be in the record. LL Cool J was supposed to be in the record. He wasn't in the record simply because Def Jam told him not to be in the record. But LL Cool J took it upon himself to take part in the initiative by co-writing MC Light's verse. And I like LL Cool J for that. That's why I would like to thank him for that. But you can see how record labels do. They do not like seeing black musicians in positive initiatives like conscious music. They don't like it. They like them rapping about how to degrade women. They like them rapping about how they can be violent to another person, but they don't like them rapping about conscious stuff. They don't like it. I mean, just look what happened to LL. Okay? And one thing that's very interesting is that Black Entertainment Television, BET, at that time refused to play the video of Self-Destruction. And the reason was because the song was too long. So let me tell you something. Let me ask you, a song that champions positivity, a song that champions ending violence in the streets is too long for a Black Entertainment Television. And you're telling me we need to celebrate 50 years of hip-hop. I mean, that just shows where we are as a people. I am not celebrating 50 years of hip-hop. Not because I don't love hip-hop. I am hip-hop. I love it. I live it. I'm a hip-hop artist forever. But I'm not celebrating something. But listen, like, I'm not celebrating 50 years of hip-hop. And yet hip-hop hasn't even achieved anything. Let's go to the second principle, which is love. Love. There's no love in hip-hop. The predominant content is hate. The predominant content is negativity. And whenever I think about love, the first thing that comes to mind is women. Because if it's not for women, then love couldn't exist. This is the genre that disrespects women more than any other genre put together. Put together. We call them the B word. We present them in hip hop in a way that they're not even human beings. They're just objects that are supposed to be used and thrown away. Not only men, but also women as well. And in fact, in the female rap industry, it is very, very sad that for you to blow up in the female rap industry, you have to show some skin. And a lot of marketing dollars is put on the women who are willing to show some skin more than the women who are not willing to show skin, but they're willing to show skill. It's very sad. And let me just say this. Any working environment that requires you to compromise yourself is an unsafe work environment. Because when I look at the videos, when I look at the women who show a lot of skin in their music, who are very graphic in their music, I can tell that they don't want to do this. I can tell that they're uncomfortable, but they have to do it because of the money. It's very sad. It's actually very, very, very sad. It is sad that we are just okay with the type of graphic female rap type of lyrics that are all over the industry right now. We don't think about how this one is going to affect little black teenagers. We don't know how this is going to affect their mentality towards men, towards their womanhood. You're just doing it because of the money. You're not thinking about generations and generations to come. You're not thinking about in case when you have a daughter in future, how will they react when they see your videos? How will they react when they listen to your music? I mean, unless we are okay with little black girls twerking in the streets as young as 12 and 11, unless we are okay with that, I mean, if we are okay with that, then something is wrong with our mind. Something is wrong. And so, I am not celebrating 50 years of hip hop until we have a conversation on how we can make the content of hip hop positively affect the community. Until we have that conversation, hey, you listen, count me out. Count me out in these celebrations. Because it doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. Well, let's talk about the third principle, unity. Whenever I think about unity, I think about one thing, union. There is no union in hip hop. It is very shocking that a genre where almost all the artists have a bad record label story in terms of record labels ripping them off, in terms of record label conning them and stealing from them. It is so sad that a genre that has a bad record label history doesn't have a union to combat them. Streaming platforms like Spotify are paying people 3 to 5 cents a stream, yet they're raking in billions of profits every year. And you're telling me that there's no union to combat that type of con job, that type of theft. I mean, hip hop is the most. I mean, we are very extravagant. We rap about how extravagant we are, but we cannot even take a fraction of our money to form a union. We haven't even scratched the surface when it comes to it. This is a research I did. When you add the net worth of the top 26 black hip hop artists, you will get over $7 billion. But they cannot even give out a fraction of it, just a fraction, to start a union. A serious union that can protect artists, that can start a pension scheme, that can even take care of their health, that can even organize a pool of money that can be put in the community to give people jobs. We haven't even scratched the surface when it comes to building a union. And it is a disgrace. It is a disgrace that we are celebrating 50 years of hip-hop, yet we haven't even formed a union or even thought about forming a union. It's a disgrace. And me, I'm just real. So we have broken peace, we have broken love, we have broken unity. We have broken the 3 essential principles that birthed hip-hop. And you're telling me that we need to celebrate 50 years of hip-hop. You're telling me that we need to celebrate 50 years of hip-hop after we have broken the 3 pillars that built hip-hop, after we have broken the 3 principles that basically are the foundation of hip-hop. What is the need of celebrating if hip-hop hasn't achieved anything tangibly? What is the need of celebrating if hip-hop has broken the principles that built it? What is the need? What is the need of celebrating? Anyway, thank you for watching. Remember, less is more, and please think before it becomes illegal. And let me just end by saying this: until the day we solve the violence issue, until the day we solve the hate issue, until the day we solve the issue of not building a union, until the day we solve those 3 issues, please count me out when it comes to these celebrations. And until the day we solve those 3 issues, let's just shut down hip-hop. Let's just shut it down, because it's not serving the community.